Hi, I'm starting with my eyes. So I'm prepping my eyelids with some concealer and I'm using a damp beauty blender to blend it out, or you can even use a brush. So this is basically a base before I start my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to set it with some powder. Using the Candy Pop eyeshadow palette, I'm taking the pink and I'm applying that above my crease. So you don't want to swipe, you actually want to tap it in to make sure that most of the product comes out onto your eyelids. Now I'm using the dark blue from the palette and I'm going just above my crease because when I open my eyes, I want to make sure that I'm still seeing the blue. And we're using the same technique application. You are not swiping, we are patting in the product. And as I go along with my eye look, I'm continuing to reapply the colors. Taking the purple shade from the palette, I'm applying that to my outer corner. However, the purple wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, so I'm using a darker brown and I'm applying that the same place, and then I'm going to reapply the purple so the crease is darker. To apply the shimmer, I'm going to take some concealer from the back of my hand and using a flat brush or a concealer brush, I'm going to cut my crease. You want to make sure that you have enough concealer on your eyelids. Now, picking up the glitter, I didn't clean my brush because there's concealer, so I want to make sure that it holds the product. So when I'm patting it into my eyelids, I want to make sure that there's enough product or enough glitter to fill and cover the concealer. Once that's completed, you are going to clean your face, make sure all excess product, shimmer, any dropout is removed. So you don't want to have a base that has glitter on it. You want to make sure that it's clean. After that, you can add your serums, moisturizer, SPF, and wait a few minutes. From there, you can apply your primer to your face. Starting off with foundation, so I usually mix two foundations, and if you are doing so, make sure you mix it in well before you apply it to your face. You want to make sure that everything is blended in properly. Now everyone's foundation application can be different, but this is mine. So I'm using a brush to blend it in. You can also use your beauty blender, whichever one you prefer. And I'm not blending the foundation directly under my eyes. I want to leave a space so that I can put the concealer. Key places to apply are your hairline, behind the ears, down the neck, and make sure you blend out under your chin into your neck. Now I'm applying concealer on places where I want to highlight as well. So under my eyes, my forehead, bridge of my nose, under my chin, and just to clean up by my eyelid. And of course, this is by preference. I choose to use a beauty blender to blend out my product. You could also use a flat brush or a blending brush, concealer brush. I didn't set my concealers yet, so I moved on to brows. I'm using a brow pencil. You can use powder, gel, or a pencil just like this. I'm blending back out the concealer, so wherever has any creasing, just blending that back out, and now I'm going to set it using a translucent powder. Now I'm setting my face using a setting spray. To finish up the powder for the eyes, I'm taking a highlighter and I'm going to highlight my brow bone and inner corner. Next, I'm going to contour my face, so I'm applying this on my cheekbones, my forehead, and my nose. I'm using some loose satin powder by my inner corner and the bridge of my nose, and this will be dusted off later. So this is basically to give my nose that snatched look. Now I'm applying some blush to my cheekbones, and this will be followed by a highlighter. Now I'm going to generously add some satin spray to my face. To finish up with my eyes, I'm going to reapply the blue because it kind of soaked into my eyelids. So I want to make sure that the blue is popping. Under my eyes, I'm using purple, blue, and a bit of dark brown. Using some satin powder on my brush, I'm going to dust any fallouts from the eyeshadows. Now for eyeliners, pencil, and liquid. Two to three coats of mascara. For eyelashes, if it's too long, you want to make sure that you cut them so that it's not too long and it's not going to bother you throughout your performance. I'm using a black eyelash glue. You can use a white one as well. So I'm applying that to this strip, and then I'm going to put it on my eyelid just to reinforce and make sure that the eyelash holds well. It is recommended to use a tweezers to apply your lashes, so don't do like me. And also, when you're finished and that's dried, you want to stick them together by squeezing your real eyelashes into the falsies so that it looks more natural. I'm passing some black liquid eyeliner over the band just to make it a bit more natural. Now I'm doing some light touch-ups, adding back the eyeshadows that I did previously just to enhance the look. Once you're finished with that, now you can add your coat of mascara to your bottom lashes. My favorite part of any tutorial is a lipstick because I know I'm coming to the end. So here I am applying a red lip liner to my lips, and then I'm going to fill it in. So this basically acts like a stain, and it helps so that the lipstick, when you apply lipstick, it wouldn't come off as easily. I'm using the lipstick Fatal Attraction from Sasha Cosmetics. You can also use Hello Boys, but this one is my preference and my choice. Now I'm going to set my face again with the same satin spray that I used earlier, and then I'm going to use the L'Oreal satin spray, which I find works exceptionally well. Nothing moves. I needed to take that deep breath in because if you know, you know. And this is the final look. So the only thing I would probably do is bring in the blue a little more into my inner corners. But that's it, and happy recreating!